Let's in the meantime speak of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in the UK for a historic visit. Now, the spotlight is on the signing of the FTA, which is a free trade agreement, and refreshing of the India-UK Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Prime Minister Modi, who is all set to be greeted, and he was greeted by a cheering groups of community leaders, students and parliamentarians who gathered in anticipation on the outskirts of London, where Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, who is accompanying the Prime Minister to London for a signing of the free trade agreement. As the Indian diaspora saying that they are laying down the red carpet for the Prime Minister, and of course they are quite enthusiastic on the Prime Minister's arrival.
To be able to meet him, and I think he is like such a visionary. He has done such great things, and so many plans, so many things that he has done, and so many things that he's incorporating. To be able to meet such a man who has a vision, great vision for India, and to make it a developed economy by 2047, I think, to just be able to spend some time with him, a few seconds in his company, I think that is a reason enough for me to be here tonight. So yeah, really excited for it, to be honest.
Very excited to meet the Prime Minister. Been a great follower of us for about the same time that he came on the national arena. In fact, before that, since I also belong to Gujarat, and seen his development work absolutely on with his agenda for India's development, India's progress, and he's done great work for the country. So on here to support him and finally meet him in person. I've met him a few times before from a distance in different events. So very excited to meet him.
Welcoming him in the UK. He's coming, I think, after 4 years, which is quite an welcoming step. I think just some time ago, we just signed a trade deal, and then we see lots of partnerships between UK and India. So it's a nice time for both the countries, and yeah, we are excited to welcome him.
It's amazing to meet the Prime Minister of our country, the two in a capacity where we won the Bharat Ko Janiye quiz, and as part of such a historic visit to sign the free trade agreement, it's really amazing to meet him.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister, who has shared his message upon his arrival in London for this two-day historic visit that is scheduled from the 23rd till the 24th, and this visit marks a moment when it comes to strengthening India-UK relations, with high-level discussions and planned meetings that would be taking place between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his UK counterpart. This is the message, along with pictures that have been shared by Prime Minister Narendra Modi upon his arrival. And he goes on to say that London, this visit will go a long way in advancing the economic partnership between our nations, and the focus will be on furthering prosperity, growth and boosting job creation for our people. A strong India-UK friendship is essential for global progress. As what has now been said, that Prime Minister Modi will be holding wide-ranging talks with his British counterpart Keir Starmer today, and the talks that are expected to focus when it comes to imparting new momentum in the strategic ties between the two countries. That has been the Prime Minister's message, saying that this visit will go a long way when it comes to advancing economic partnerships between India and the UK. Now, the UK Prime Minister as well has now hailed the major win, as he's been calling, with the landmark FTA during Prime Minister Modi's visit. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says that the landmark free trade agreement that he will sign with his India counterpart Narendra Modi is a major win for jobs and growth, as tariff cuts bring in cheaper prices on clothes, on shoes, on other food products as well. In a statement ahead of this much anticipated bilateral talks with Prime Minister Modi in his country, Keir Starmer has also announced that nearly £6 billion in new investment and export developments has now been clinched as Indian firms expand their operations in the UK and British companies secure new business opportunities in India. The leaders who are also set to sign a new, renewed comprehensive and strategic partnership that will also see global collaboration when it comes to other issues and agendas as well. Srinjoy, as you were mentioning, not just trade, defense, education, climate, technology and innovation also on the cards.
Yes, a lot happening this time, because this is going to be a very big visit. Of course, the FTA is important. Of course, this will expand trade by about $35 billion, which is a huge amount in anyone's trade circuit. But it's also important to know that as far as education is concerned, something else is also happening in a parallel manner. And this is the fact that 5 British universities will be opening their campuses in India. and 4 of them have already got letters of intent. They are the universities of Liverpool, of Southampton, of Aberdeen and York. Bristol will also be opening a campus, and that is going to happen also soon afterwards. What we are hearing is this will mean much less pressure on Indian universities. Already, you know how difficult it is to get into any university here because of the demand. Also, it will reduce the dependence on foreign exchange, because then students will not have to go to Britain and study. It will also be cheaper for them to get that same education in India at a slightly cheaper rate.
All right. Apart from the free trade agreement, the biggest that the UK has done ever since leaving the European Union, as Britain is the 6th largest investor in India, with investments that go up to nearly $36 billion. Stay on with us, Srinjoy, as we speak of the Prime Minister's departure statement as well. Prime Minister Modi said that during my meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, we will have the opportunity to further enhance our economic partnership aimed at fostering prosperity, growth and job creation in both countries. This week, that has marked the Prime Minister's 4th visit to the UK, following previous visits in 2015, 2018 and 2021 for the COP26 summit in Scotland. It is also the Prime Minister's 3rd bilateral meeting with Starmer, following meetings on the sidelines of the G20 summit and the G7 summit in Canada that happened last month. Now, the negotiations for the FTA, which aims to double bilateral trade to $120 billion by 2030, was completed on the 6th of May, and it was announced by the both prime ministers in a phone conversation. As the formal sign-off follows cabinet approval in India and then will proceed for a lengthy ratification process by the British Parliament. Once the free trade agreement is signed, it will require the approval from the British Parliament and India's cabinet before it can come into effect. It will take approximately a year for the implementation after the signing of the deal.
The objective is to have the free trade agreement land. It is, of course, a detailed and ambitious document, which is probably our most ambitious free trade agreement to date. So there is effort that is required to make sure it's all accurate and covers everything that the two sides have actually agreed. It reflects the substance of what people are expecting. As and when it lands, it isn't appropriate for me to confirm when that will be. The free trade agreement would have, we believe, a very important impact on both economies. It will help drive growth in both countries. It will give businesses a more predictable framework, not only to carry out trade. As I was saying in a previous interview, it isn't just about tariff reductions, important as they are and widespread though they will be. It's also about improving the terms of trade.
The seminal point of the visit is signing of the bilateral free trade agreement, which would cover very substantial part of bilateral trade and free them from high tariffs or other restrictions. It would also have impact on our services sector, because they are intertwined with the merchandise goods as well. Bilateral trade was $55 billion last financial year, I should say.